In anticipation of the rematch game, which at this point in time I still have not been able to play, and I missed the free demo on the PS5 because, well, I was out of town, I decided to play another arcade soccer game which has an actual story quest to it. Sorry, Rocket League. The game I'm talking about is Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions, which at this point is a 5-year-old game and it really does not feel like it. Anyways, this is a game that adopts the popular manga and anime series Captain Tsubasa, or if you grew up in Mexico like I did, Super Campeones. Man, those were good times. The game offers a cool story quest called New Hero, which follows your creative player's journey to becoming the next great star in Japanese soccer. Now, I've played this plenty of times, but I had another idea to create a crossover story with another anime, Blue Lock. If you haven't seen it, 1, you totally should. But 2, the character Reo Mikage is known as the Chameleon because he's able to copy other players' abilities up to 99%. Spoilers for Blue Lock, but you should totally go watch it. You know where else you can copy a player's abilities? In the new hero mode in Rise of New Champions. So, my idea was to make the most balanced character overall, since those are technically Reo's stats in the show. The first half of the story takes you through the Junior Hero League in Japan, to recruit and call up the best middle school soccer players to participate in what is essentially the Junior World Cup. You get to pick your own middle school, and for the purpose of leveling up easily, I chose Nankatsu, which is the school of the main character Tsubasa Ozara, or Oliverato for those in Mexico. Sorry in advance, this is going to be a recurring thing, and I wish there was a Spanish dub version of this game, but it is what it is. Every school has their own ongoing story with the captain of said school. In Nankatsu's case, Tsubasa is struggling with not being able to participate in the Junior New Hero League from the jump because of an injury he sustains in the National Finals, which is the canon finals game between him and his rival Hyuga Kojiro from Toho. Minus spoilers for the anime. During the story, our character is a first-year student and is immediately placed on the senior team to participate in the Hero League because, well, I got skills. You play up to 6 games in the tournament, and each game has its own little rivalry story with the opposing school, and the main conflict for our character is that he is trying to fill in the shoes of Tsubasa, to the point where he is pushing it maybe too far, but because of the power of friendship and whatnot, the team itself is also realizing, hey, we've relied way too much on our main protagonist, so we probably should be better. And yet, here I am, scoring about 5 goals per match, except the one game against Otomohai, and that, they really gave me issues. Also, check out this one own goal during the Mitsushi game. Oh, buddy. You really didn't need to help me out, but, thanks, I guess? In the end, Tsubasa is able to participate in the finals against Toho once again, and of course, we blow them out because, well, I'm here. Throughout the game, you get a chance to interact with other players, and this is where the copying ability comes out because you can learn their moves, their shots, depending on the level of friendship that you develop. And of course, I had to sneak in some of those moves here, really capturing the essence of Reo. For the final match, you get to learn Tsubasa's dribble as well if you fulfill all the requirements up to that point. After you finish the first half, of course I get to represent Japan. I mean, look at what I did to these middle schools. They don't even know. The Junior World Cup is in canon is moved from France to the USA because of, well, reasons, and money, I think, is something that's mentioned in the game. And all our favorite main characters are here. Our director of talent chooses to have 3 friendlies to help us prepare for the tournament, and the friendlies are against the host nation, USA, the favorites, Germany, and it's typically a toss-up between Uruguay and England, so it's really randomizes into the game. Talk about putting the pressure though, right? On all the young talent, but you know, it's okay, right? Should be easy. I mean, we got me, and let's be honest, I just outscored all of my teammates in the past tournament on my way to get here, so of course I'm a start. No, we don't start either one of the first matches. And it is true. For the beginning of this half, you legitimately spend about an hour watching cutscenes, watch the USA game from the bench, don't get to play until midway until the second half of the Germany game. And the coach's excuse is, I might as well just throw him in there. He might just be the spark that we need. Gaffer, respectfully, did you even see the New Hero tournament in Japan? Or even see any of the score sheets? Or were you just told, yeah, that new kid from Nankatsu looks really good. He'd be a good sub in the tourney. Anyway. Once you get to the Germany game, everyone in their Okasan is defeated. Soda here wants to straight up quit, but alas, Andy Johnson, Jun Misugi here, who is in the role of player coach assistant, suggests putting us in the starting 11 to show just how great we are when we aren't trying to be so damn cautious. Oh, and Tom Misaki is here too, as a recruit from France, so awesome. And so, of course, we get England in this version of the game, and they still think that this friendly is going to be super easy. But, well... Yeah, I was on a warpath, to be honest, but I had to let the other main characters eat as well, I guess. After this game, everyone is in great spirits again, and we even get a new goalkeeper, Genzo Wakabayashi, from Germany, who lets us know we are still not good enough, which to that I said, I bet. As the World Cup begins, our first match is against Italy, where the greatest goalkeeper in Europe awaits, Gino Hernandez, to Wakabayashi's disdain. This is where every game now has its own little story in between, and cutscenes are constantly unlocked depending on the actions in the game. Unfortunately, I did not make it a point to unlock a lot of these, because they would require certain situations to play out, and well, if I'm being honest, I had to record this playthrough twice due to losing the initial footage, so sorry. Anyway, we get to be in the inaugural match of the group stage of the tournament, and right away Tsubasa is taunted by Hernandez, who stops a direct drive shot handedly. Now, this match tends to be an issue for me because of this damn Tardelli dude, but after a couple of Axel shots, we finally hit the back of Hernandez's net. I haven't said it yet, but I do love the animations for these goals, showing goalkeepers trying to stop and then the ball just blasting through. There is another animation where the ball goes way too fast for them to react, but I'm not sure if I ever did that myself, so sorry if you don't get to see that. After the half, though, due to how badly we played our friendlies, it almost feels like a miracle that we're competing, and even Italy decides to just get good. This guy Rusciano is the egoist striker who in the first half will not get a single pass unless he himself steals the ball. But in the second, the team decides, alright, go get it, egoist. However, we have a tiger. You get a free goal if you give the ball to Hyuga past midfield, where he unleashes his Neo Tiger shot. Being up 2-0 was comfortable. But then of course Rusciano had to score with his last curtain call shot, and after a stressful rest of the half, we leave victorious. After the game, we go see the other nations to introduce those characters and see how our team relates to them. Meanwhile, Tsubasa wonders how about his need for a super shot because, well, Hyuga has one, and now Rusciano has one, and because I did Rusciano's little story, I now have one, so now Tsubasa wants to have one, so everyone should get a super shot, right? The second group stage game is against Holland and their ace and captain Brian Kluivert. Holland is an offensive team that is quote-unquote aggressive and only work on scoring. They still give us the side-eye, but they're about to find out what an actual ace looks like. After the Italy game, I was able to learn, like I said, Luciano's final curtain call, and well, let's just say I put it to good use right away. Glivort is unamused, but well, for this game, I kind of allowed my teammates to shine as well. And of course, I had to get my own goals in here and there, especially after the 1-goal performance I had against Italy. The main story in this game is Mitsugi's admiration for Holland and the number 14, and you can actually get Mitsugi's super shot, which is really cool. But for that, the game has to be tied and Mitsugi has to confront Kluivert, and well, I mean, look at that score. And Mitsugi only comes in the second half. After the game though, Kluivert gives me my due respect for the goals I scored, and we can go on to see Senegal, the last team in our group, and see that they just lost to Italy and are mathematically eliminated. We also get a glimpse of Tsubasa and Hyuga have a moment where they train to help Tsubasa find his super shot, and we also get a chance to get a good look at Brazil and Carlos Barra, the cyborg of football, and Germany in their group matches, and have the game hype them up as the favorites going into the next round. For the third group stage match, our game is against a defeated Senegal whose co-star is furious their coach is a little because their coach tends to be too passive in his strategy, when their ace and Captain Ismael Senghor is such a talented individual, and he is honestly really good. His super shot tends to be unstoppable. Some of our teammates also almost lowered their guard, being that we are past the group stage mathematically, but they're put right back down to earth. As the game begins, I tried to get a twin shot in there, but Tsubasa starts the scoring for us, and that is pretty much all we did in the first half. They made it really hard. They kept taking the ball from me, and it became increasingly frustrating. In the second half, the Senegal players decided to ignore their conservative coach and played their style of football. Not that it helped, because I immediately scored. During the halftime period, Matsuyama, one of my teammates, was concerned over Senegal's raging whirlwind, which reminded him of his middle school style of team play. So he decided to take matters into his own hands, and he ends up awakening his wild eagle shot during said play. I do only score the 1 goal as Hyuga finished the scoring himself, but just like that, we are through the group stage with a perfect record. One detail I haven't talked about are the friendship points and interactions we have with other players. Aside from learning their techniques and dribbles, that is pretty much it, which is a little bit disappointing because when you get to face those players, they act as they have no idea who you are, until maybe the end of the game if you're able to get their super shot, but that's all you really get with interactions, and it kinda sucks, at least for me, in terms of storytelling. But I figured I'd mention it right now. For the knockout round, we start by facing Argentina and their prodigy star Juan Diaz. The story shows Roberto Hongo, Tsubasa's mentor, visiting the US with his own football team, but trying to hide from Tsubasa due to not feeling worthy of being his teacher. He and the Argentinian coach Barbas are good friends, and they talk about Japan's chances. Due to overhearing them, Juan Diaz tells Tsubasa about Roberto, and it throws him off his game initially, but Diaz weirdly becomes obsessed with wanting to clash with Tsubasa during this entire game, but he's really looking at the wrong guy, if I'm being completely honest. By the end of the first half, me and Hyuga already take the lead for Japan and give ourselves a 2-0 lead. During the half, Tsubasa realizes how good Diaz has been and vice versa, which prompts an automatic goal opportunity where Tsubasa unlocks his Neo drive shot, which I follow with 2 Diaz-style drive shots and a curtain call to end Argentina and really just blow them out of the building. In the aftermath, Diaz continues to look at Tsubasa as his rival, which I'm totally fine with since I lead with Diaz's super shot. Tsubasa also comes to the realization that he can't focus on Roberto if he's not wanting to be seen at the moment, understanding his reasons for doing so. Later we get to see France take down Uruguay, which means we get to play them in the next round, and we also get to see how both Brazil and Germany advance, meaning that the USA is eliminated by, well, quite honestly, superb football play. The next game is against France, who Misaki has a rivalry with, their ace and captain El Cid Pierre, and his two co-stars Napoleon and Jean. Misaki talks about how he challenged the French team to prove he was still capable and worthy of joining Japan in the World Cup. I mean, talk about balls the size of Gojira. He asks us to leave him to Pierre one-on-one, which honestly, respects man, it's all yours. The game starts and I quickly get my shots in using Pierre's slider shot, but the goal is made with the miracle overhead I learned from Diaz, and it is far too good for the keeper to even see. Sorry, I totally forgot I actually did it, even though I said I didn't really do any of it earlier. Pierre tries to respond with a dual slider shot, but Wakabayashi uses his guardian angel stance to stop it and allow me to add a second goal to our score. It goes into the second half with Misaki able to win his one-on-one with Pierre, and yet another goal to finish the French 3-0. All top 3 Frenchmen approach us and congratulate us for our performance before leaving, as we now await the winner of Germany and Brazil. We are shown Roberto getting a call from Coach Barbas, who tells him about wanting to recruit Tsubasa to Argentina, which now makes Roberto start thinking about Tsubasa's desire to go to Brazil to train with Roberto, a message given to him by Mr. Katagiri, talent staff for Japan. During the Germany vs Brazil game, we are introduced to Dieter Müller, the illusionary goalie, who is now the ace Germany needed to become fully balanced. After no give from either team, Schneider, Germany's ace, captain, and rival to Wakabayashi, scores his elevated fire shot, securing the win and the finals matchup being Japan versus Germany. In the finals, Germany and their super team is in our way, many of us wanting revenge for the exhibition game where they just obliterated us. Back then though, Japan was not using me as a starter, so today's probably going to be different, right? The night prior, Tsubasa approaches us and invites us to be vice captain, given how much we have helped the team, and of course we accept. After our pre-game speech, the game starts, and after multiple attempts, Hyuga is the one who scores the first goal with his Neo Tiger shot. Sorry, lost the footage, can't show it, but trust me, it's there. And then the lowest point of this video comes. Yep, I pressed the wrong button and gave them a free goal. And they tied the game up, and that's how we went to halftime. As the second half started, though, we go with back-to-back goals between myself and Schneider. Didn't really take that long for Schneider to retaliate my goal. It was almost immediate. After a lot of back and forth, we actually go to overtime, so that means this game was actually pretty damn hard. No goals came until we reached the end of the second half, and I went against Müller and finally scored the winning goal for the championship. The celebration goes on as I get honored with the Golden Boot, being the one that scored the most goals during the tournament, and Tsubasa wins the MVP of the tournament. I'm not sure how, probably with all the assists and the dribbles and all that stuff, but sure, whatever. Roberto, after making a bet with Coach Barbas before the game, rushes down to the pitch like a rom-com character that he is, and tells Tsubasa that he will coach him in Brazil. He invites him to go with him as soon as he is able to, and of course Tsubasa accepts. As we make our return to Japan, the upperclassmen wish us luck for the upcoming year in the Nationals, as we are now selected as captain for the Nankatsu team. Tsubasa chooses to leave in secret as we finish our long journey. Typically, you can be scouted by different nations, and even Roberto himself, to go with Tsubasa, but I wasn't paying attention at the time and decided not to equip Tsubasa's drive shot to unlock his Neo drive shot, and I think the upgraded version of it, since Diaz's version is better and stronger, and I really wanted to be able to score quickly in this game, given how hard it is to lower Müller's quote-unquote health. So I kind of made a big oopsie there. And that's Rise of New Champions, a fun arcade soccer game that is really fun to play. whenever you want, especially with all the super shots in the game and just the fun of having quote-unquote anime powers. From what I have seen from Rematch, it has an even more anime feeling, given how quote-unquote non-scripted things can happen in the game, so I'm very much looking forward to playing it. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of these videos, let us know. Alright, laters.